I keep straining my ears to hear a sound. Maybe someone is digging underground. I keep straining.
The following B-boy has been involved in the dance world and hip-hop community for the past 25 years, with being in groups namely Prophets of the City, Brasse Vannie Kaap and 021 Republik. People, you ain't ready for this one.
For me, as a kid from the Cape Flats, dance will always be my form of expression, my voice, my way of uplifting myself, communities, and my dance culture. Dance is an extension of my soul.
Yeah, people, Shorty Blitz is in the building, kykie. It's exciting. Soos ek jou gesê het, nou off the record is 'n honor om vir jou op die show te hê. I mean, you've been in the game for so long. So ja, baie dankie. Ek wil begin met jou naam, Shorty Blitz, man. Like, hoe het jy naam gekry? Interesting name.
Basically, it was where I started out in Mitchell's Plain, Brasse Valley. A guy by the name of Trix, Mark, a POC member. I used to practice, used to just be hyperactive and super fast. And then he said, short, fast, you Shorty Blitz.
Yo,
and I was like,
like,
Shorty Blitz.
Nice, dope. And I mean, you've been in the game obviously for 25 years now, but what was your introduction to breaking?
It's a funny enough story because before I started b-boying, I was like very religious, and and my brother's friends used to b-boy, and I always used to see these guys and I'd be like, these guys are mad, insane, I'll never do this, spinning on their heads, get a life. And then soon afterwards I started slowly gravitating towards it. I started doing some moves. Used to see Dream Team Breakers, and a close friend of mine, Stanton, he used to be my tag team partner.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
Wow, that's amazing. And let's speak about, I mean, Azanian B-Boys obviously happened. Did that happen? That wasn't your first crew, right?
No. I moved in Mitchell's Plain to Rocklands to stay by my mom for like a year. And the crew in that area, that's where I actually met Azul for the first time also.
Okay.
This was like 96.
Wow.
And then I saw the guys jamming a bit, started jamming with them, and that's started joined the Bboy Kings.
Okay, yes.
Bboy Kings. We did our first competition at ABC and we won it. It was ecstatic. And then soon afterwards I moved back to my grandparents' place, and that's where I linked up with Zayn and B-Boys.
Amazing. And tell us about that journey. Like, what did that mean to just be part of that crew? Did you guys do a lot of competitions?
Yeah. Zayn and B-Boys, as everybody knows within the community and scene back then, Dream Team Breakers, becoming a Zayn and B-Boys.
Okay.
They were legendary ahead of their time, and that's where I met one of my mentors at that time, B-Boy Cheese, aka Famas, Payo. He was ahead of his time, and I just started training with the guys and becoming a member, and then from there we just did a lot of shows, battles. We did African Battle Cry also.
ABC,
after that,
yes.
we did the first battle of the year, which we won also in '99. We got to represent South Africa at Germany.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that was awesome.
So that was is that your first time going overseas?
That's my first time.
And what was that
overseas.
experience like?
It was insane. I mean,
obviously mind opening.
I mean, what I can say as a dancer and to other dancers, if you always want to elevate and grow your dance, is travel and become amongst those other dancers, and just expands your mind.
Wow.
Because getting to see guys you always see on VHS tapes,
yes,
we didn't have the social media, and seeing Flying Steps, seeing Storm, seeing everybody in person was just like, whoa, a kid from the Cape Flats, and you're like, wow, this was amazing.
And tell me, like, I mean, you just said it now, what was it like training back then when it's VHS? Is it YouTube? What was it like training and prepping? How many hours did you have to put in for competitions?
Back then I used to train probably over 8 hours a day, because every free time we used to train. I used to sneak out of the house to go train. So it was every day, all day, every day. So yeah, it was
amazing.
basically that
And
was-
then obviously competitions, like what did you take away from the competitions? Because obviously you guys battled a lot.
Yeah,
What
I
did you
mean,
take away from it?
I think for me, battling is the core essence of this whole culture for me. So whether you're battling your opponent or the battles with yourself, either way, there's growth that's going to be happening. Never take your loss as just a loss. Take
That's
it,
true.
learning opportunity and moments. Take from it, and then just better and grow from those.
Amazing. And then obviously you broke into the commercial world. I don't like to call it that, but it is obviously the commercial world. You know, you obviously made this your career, which I think is amazing to be able to do something that you love and get paid to do that. What was that? How did that switch happen for you?
I mean, for me it was when I was part of BBK. We used to travel back and forth between
Yeah.
cities and that, and then Box myself decided to relocate to another city, and from that, with that also comes bills. I mean, you're in another city and you're not at home, so you have to make what we love what we do, so we don't want to do anything else. So we have to make what we do work, so we can pay our bills to do what we follow our passion and our art for.
Sure. And then what would you say? What was the difference for you? Obviously, Joburg, Cape Town. Because we spoke about off air now about obviously the culture is different, and obviously there's more working mentality.
Yeah, true. I mean, for me, Cape Town was very culture, very. I mean, I say the art from the heart kind of thing. And then Joburg it was taking that art and your skilled and then making it where you can make it a living from that, and then, you know, creating stuff, a product, if you put it that way.
I get what you're saying.
So yeah, for me, Joburg was very fast paced.
Yes.
And that was good because it kept you on your toes.
Amazing.
You need to constantly elevate, constantly grow, constantly reinvent yourself.
And tell me, what did that journey, I mean, you said also earlier that was an important thing. As a b-boy, obviously it's battle vibes, but what did that commercial world teach you, man?
I mean, for me, it teaches you the performance aspect and element of things. I mean, as much as you're a battle b-boy and you're dancing in a cypher differently, if you can't perform yet your moves, then you cannot execute or perform it a certain way. So you need to find that balance, being a performer and a battle b-boy.
Sure. And then what other stuff? I mean, I saw you were obviously part of the show, TV as well for 3 years. Some highlights that you can mention of stuff that you've done there. I mean, I've seen the CV, guys. It's intense. Ek kan nie eens by alles kom nie. And you didn't even put on everything. But some of the highlights that you can mention that you've done so far.
From this TV or
just in general, yeah.
For me, it was the 4664 concerts with Reddy D, performing in Vietnam with Reddy D, doing a b-boy show there and having 10,000 Vietnamese with South African flags.
What?
Yeah, that was awesome. Battle of the Year, Dance Africa Chicago for me. That was very intense because it was an African production where it was getting in touch with your ancestors and your roots, and it was very empowering for me in that sense. So it was good. It made me feel like, whoa. Do I have to do some introspection on so many levels? So that was good for me. It was very soul.
Yeah, obviously because you had to do soul searching.
Yeah. So those kind of stuff, and then besides the big things, for me, one show was performing at a deaf school where kids couldn't hear, and they could just appreciate the sounds of your feet and your hand claps and dancing. So those kind of things also that stands out for me.
Amazing. And tell me if there's b-boys watching or dancers watching that wants to make, because I think, like I said earlier, to me, you guys did it in a time when it was difficult. It wasn't easy, to obviously, but you made it your career. What advice would you tell them if they want to make that switch from obviously battling and doing this as a career? What advice would you give them?
I say just eliminate self-doubt. Just believe in yourself, invest in yourself, and just go out there and don't be scared to put your ideas or your thoughts out there, because someone else is going to do it if you don't do it. So if you feel people are going to laugh at you and that, just put all those negative thoughts aside and just do it.
Amazing. And then obviously you did international stuff. Like, for instance, like the one thing that you said, I mean, you mentioned a few, you danced like for Prince in, I think it was Dubai. Like, you've done so many stuff. What would you say if you compare the dancers over there to us? What do we have to offer and what can we learn from them? From you, in your opinion?
I mean, it's difficult to say also because, I mean, different background. I mean, we bring different things also to the table. I mean, where we from, our cultures are so diverse.
It's true.
I mean, there's so many. And then, for me, it's just going out there. I mean, look at the Japanese. They're not scared to bring forth their cultures and through their dance and all of that. So we should tap into where we come from more, instead of tapping into where they are and trying to express their thoughts and their ways of self-expression.
Wow.
We are who we are, and we're more rich and diverse as a nation.
Stunning.
With so many cultures.
Because hoor het man, Shorty Blitz is in the building, people. We're taking a quick break. It is A Walk with Mel. Make sure you check him out on all social media platforms while we wait.
Sometimes I think my head is working overtime. This dizzy feeling keep me spinning like a satellite. My head is in overdrive, spin round like a satellite. My head is in overdrive, spin round like a satellite.
And we are back, people. It's A Walk with Mel, hanging out with Shorty Blitz. Been in the game for 25 years already. I mean, you've done great things locally, internationally. And I want to touch on Brasse Vannie Kaap. I mean, that's so cool. Tell us about some of the experiences that you've done, obviously, with them.
For me, BVK was an awesome experience, because I mean, it took us from the Cape Flats and to travel and do every major festival across the country. We even did a call it a festival swap with Oppie Koppie, where we did the Pukkelpop in Belgium. It's an exchange program, so that was dope. I mean, with BVK, also with all the glam and all the festivals, we also did a lot of community work, prison tours, we did school road tours, everything to uplift communities.
That's mad.
And also it was also good to be out there and, I mean, to paint a picture that not people of my color, that, like, you know, we're not gangster and all that. I mean, it's very uplifting. None of us were drinking, smoking, and that. So
breaking that stereotype.
Yeah, breaking that stereotype was very positive in that. So very community-based uplift. Have a good time also, but positive.
At the same time, in a positive way. Yeah. What would you say? What did breaking teach you as a person?
I mean, if I apply the way I train into normal life, then every b-boy should be a billionaire. Just the perspective of how we train, how we look at things, and how we push ourselves.
Yeah.
So for me, breaking has taught me, like, just that there's no limits, limits across the board. When it's like my alter ego comes out, I don't shyness, everything fades. It's like when Superman takes off,
I know what you mean.
Off those glasses. That's what breaking is for me. That's what I become.
That's like a superpower.
And when I step off the dance floor, I just put back those glasses. That's basically for me.
That is
B-boying in a
mad.
nutshell.
That is so Superman. Tell me, how did you? I mean, like I said earlier, you were really an example of consistency, bro. And I mean, your career, this is longevity. Truly is. What would you say? What made you stay this consistent and also motivated at the same time? Because a man, het jou daar man waar het, you know, say.
No, truly, they are your off days, and you feel like the world, everything is just against you.
Yeah.
And, you know, that those kind of vibes. But I think for me, it's just that passion from day one. I mean, for me, I fell in love with this from day one, and I haven't felt anywhere other, maybe more, and that passion and that drive just for being better me also. Because breaking is not making me better with my dance moves also, it wants me to be a better person also. So we need to find that balance also, mentally also, and not just push myself physically. So it tells me that yes, I'm pushing now physically, but mentally and spiritually I need to find that balance overall. So sometimes we become, I always make the example here of it's pointless being a strong bodybuilder and I can't empower and lift someone else up and I have all that strength. So what's the point of that? So I need to find ways of also, and that's what b-boying, breaking gives me, that I can have workshops and empower or teach
at
kids
the same
and
time,
and also give them those tools to empower themselves.
Beautifully said.
Pass it on and on
to the next generation, because it's about the bigger picture. If you look at back then and now, what would you want to bring back from back then? If you had that superpower, what would you want to bring back? Hale para laab.
I think after COVID, I think it's just people connecting more and all that stigma that goes with hip hop itself, that we hardcore in that. I mean, and let's talk as human beings also. And put all the ego aside and have people really just look at each other and say like, respect, you did this and that. It takes nothing from us. So that's what I would want to not just bring back, but also kind of instill within the culture, that it takes nothing for me to say you were dope, respect. You know.
En daar is ook ons gaan groei.
Yes.
As a culture samen, as South Africans, as a nation, I think as a dance culture we will grow together if we just start giving each other that respect.
Yeah, so we need to also that, and I think it's just that finding the balance across the board of everything, whether it's the business side of things, the dance side of things, the training side of things also. But sometimes you can get consumed with the training 6-8 hours a day, and you need to find balance also with the other parts of your life. Because if you're training for 6 months, 8 hours a day, what else are you doing? So you need to find that balance also.
Wow. And tell me, if you're not training, like what other fun stuff do you do? Like if you're not focusing on your career, like I mean, what other stuff you do like that's not has anything to do with training?
That's the weird thing, because I mean I like weight training and that, so jogging, I do like running, I like those kind of things, so all of that contributes
it actually comes
to that, but other than that, maybe chill now and then, watch a series or a movie and that, but most of the time, I mean, when you go into active mode, you just want to be consistent and maintain and grow from that. So it takes time also.
Yeah. What would you say, what challenges did you guys face back then, if you think back?
No social media.
Yeah.
Technology. I mean, your VHS tapes, and also what was one of the biggest was that resources. We didn't have those resources back then. We didn't have people traveling as often as they do now, so they can connect or send an email, watch a video instantly to see what's happening on the globe. So now I used to figure out I had to figure out so much moves on my own, and it took me weeks and months where guys can see it instantly now. So you have to learn the hard way. And stuff. So But
what advice would you give to your young, if you can't send your younger self a voice note now, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Eliminate all self-doubt, and just go out there and do it, no matter what, and just live your life, live it. They say live full, die empty, so lay everything on the floor, just all your ideas, everything you want to do, believe you can, and you're worth it. You're worth every second of your life.
Amazing.
So make it count.
Amazing. Well said. En de laatste twee vragen is, TV appearances you've done, like I said, you've touched in all the worlds, basically. So we know het man toe gaan.
I stand up for Thor. Can't you see? No.
I would have believed it now. I would have really. Like, what TV appearances have you done as a dancer, b-boy? Some others that you can mention.
We've done so many, adverts, so many brands, different TV shows. Yeah.
And do you think there's obviously a difference for you when it comes, like you said, with battles and is that a total different world?
Most people try and focus on that side of
the
things.
World,
I think once you focus on developing yourself as an artist and that, all those things will gradually gravitate towards you.
Like that.
So instead of chasing that, prepare yourself so when that moments come, you are prepared and you kill it. Instead of chasing that and you neglecting yourself and your art and your skills and all that.
Ek drop amper my mic nou because that I believe in that, because ek glo baie, ek doen baie preparation vir waar ek nou in my journey is. Ek baie prep gedoen. Ek prep nog steeds vir nog goed. Like you're always working on yourself. Nou kom maar goed, dit is wel waar het gaan kom nie. But like you said, now you just have to work on yourself. En baie kere soos nou, ons lewe in 'n tyd van social media, it like as likes, as fame, en dit is gou vorentoe gaan, en baie kere kan jy daai jag, maar jy prepared vir daai om daai te kry, man, you know. What would you say is the vision now for you? I mean
for me, it's just also just reconnect and connect with the dance community and just also just with people. So my focus is not just dancers anymore, it's more people. I mean, there's the Youth Olympics, there's Olympics coming up, there's so many different things I think. But I think if I prepare myself in my capacity here and then when things do come, then I'm ready for those things. And there's
Love
other
it.
projects and stuff that obviously would also
Yeah.
want to do more youth-based developing projects also, because I
Sure.
think if we don't invest within our youth now, then the future is not going to be what we want it to
Exactly.
be. So rather now than feel sorry later.
True.
So that's my thing. And I think the kids out there are looking for other options also. So if we don't give it to them, we can't say why you just do this.
Is
So we need to
waar.
create platforms for them,
Sure.
and not just them, but everybody else also. And
To show them that it's possible.
yeah, anything
Yo.
is possible. I mean, I was that kid on the Cape Flats that was like, before I started dancing, I was like, am I ever gonna get out of here?
Are you
Am I always gonna be on this field, this park playing soccer here? Am I ever gonna be outside Cape Town?
Sure.
And when I started dancing, everything just opened up, because I put down the time, my practice, and when that moment came, everything opened up.
Beautiful, man. And that's so dope, because I mean, if you can do it, anyone else watching, you guys can do it too. Social media, waar kan die mensen veel follow, man?
Instagram at Bboy Shorty Blitz, Facebook Shorty Blitz, Twitter, whatever that is.
Yeah, but we'll have it come up now as you're saying it. Shorty Blitz on all social media platforms, people. It is A Walk with Mel. The show will be repeating next week, Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Make sure you tune in, support this guy, and make sure that you be the best that you can be. Thank you so much for tuning in.